banaku. I want to go quicker on Bonaku, number one, in case a name in Ziana Zong. I walk Banaku, number one, Dabusa. If you go to Biamkama, you cannot hear of Banyoro or Furiki. You can't, because they are all benefiting from what the little work that Biamkama man has done. So therefore, you, the youth, I'm glad that aho munyankoro no munyoro rubagambera ngo ninsinkorotami. I am pushing the one who is already squatting. I have come when the bishop has already sensitized you. So me, I'm just pushing you a little bit.
The conference, which started on December 10th and ended on December 15th, 2024, it was attended by over 15,000 youths from across the Catholic Diocese of Uganda. President Museveni also expressed gratitude to the Catholic Church for organizing this conference, saying that mentoring young people is very good because when they go without mentorship, it may lead to dangerous consequences in the country.
But you are already well set to move. Now, this is commercial agriculture. This, if you want to be habugeiga, oburi mukurisa, no kulima, okokora sente. But then, the other sector is manufacturing. That's how you come to the emyoga, the artisan skills. Are not agriculture, but they are it's wealth from skills. Then services of Hereza, services like boda, like hotels, catering, and so on.
He noted that in the past, Uganda faced a lot of problems because the church was only preaching the gospel and forgetting the socio-economic issues affecting the citizens.
Let's get out of poverty, all of you. Because by creating your personal wealth, yourself, you are creating jobs for the others, like Biamkama has done. By using his 4 acres, he has already created 37 jobs for the other Ugandans. These are low-skilled jobs, but what comes from the farm will go to the factories, and we shall get higher-skilled jobs. I thank you, and I wish you good luck. It is now my honor to declare the conference closed.
The Prime Minister of Uganda, Her Right Honorable Robin Nabanja, thanked the President for gracing the event.
I request that you allow me to thank the Hoima Catholic Diocese for hosting this very important youth conference. I am reliably informed we have drawn youth from all over the country, and I want to thank you, my Lord the Bishop. Thank you so much. I want to thank the younger people of the Catholic Church for accepting to come here and be trained. And I'm told you have participated and you have been good students. Thank you so much. May God bless you all.
Honorable Nabanja recommended His Excellency Dr. Museveni for the tremendous work he has done for this country to see that it can develop and it can move to money economy.
Mr. President, I want to thank you for the developments in the Bunyoro sub-region. I know the Bishop talked about some. Baituikiriza kusime murunyoro. Mwikirize musimo murunyoro. Habwe ngudo za koras. Mukama waitu webale. Habwa Hoima. Kabalega. Airport. Muzei webale. Tujja kuziwele nyonyi nizibungo mwanya. Nizigwa hano. Bunyoro. Webale muzei. Habwa Hoima Stadium. Ekisaahe ky'omupiira ekikujja ku hostinga AFCON kiri hano Hoima. Muzeeyi abwakita kusiima. abasigazi mutiro mungaro mbawure.
The conference was also attended by ministers, members of parliament, religious leaders, among others.
Muzeyi webale kuvumbura ebyamagita, oil and gas here in Bunyoro. Your Excellency, thank you so much. Your Excellency, let me report that Hoima Regional Referral Hospital got a blood bank and is complete and functional. Thank you so much, Your Excellency.
Gntv at 12.
Thank you, Desire, for that report. And still about what transpired over the weekend, 627 officers were successfully passed out over the weekend by the President of Uganda, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni Wabura, at Warfare College, Kalama in Mubende district. And the President pledged to improve the infrastructure of these trainees as well as the instructors at the college. We have more.
The President of Uganda, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, also is the Commander-in-Chief of the Uganda People's Defense Forces, passed out a total of 627 officers who successfully underwent company commander and armor-based crew courses at the Mechanized Warfare College, Karama in Mubende district. A total of 544 officers underwent a tank and motorized infantry crew courses, while those who undertook the armor company commander's course were 83. Following the incident, President Museveni explained that during the First World War, the British decided to come up with a mobile trench in the form of tank. The Minister of Defense and Veteran Affairs, Honorable Jacob Oboth, congratulated the trainees for successfully completing their training. Oboth also commended President Museveni for being consistent in his vision and foresight on the transformation of Uganda.
Is the penalty for employing untrained personnel so appalling or so irrevocable as in the military? Sir, you've been a student, teacher, and author, philosopher of encouraging the army, the training in the army, and we want to thank you so much on behalf of the UPDF and the military, the Minister of Defense.
Representing the Chief of Defense Forces, CDF General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, the Commander of the Uganda People's Defense Forces Land Forces, Lieutenant General Kayanja Mwanga, informed the President that the pass-out is yet another milestone in professionalizing the army.
This is yet another milestone in professionalizing the Uganda People's Defense Forces, the arm of the UPDF. But training has been going on in all the services of the Uganda People's Defense Forces. Training is very, very important because it perfects our training, our fighting capabilities. Training, when you train hard, you pour less blood in battle.
The commander of the Warfare College, Colonel Wilson Kabera, said the college is the premier institution for training and developing the armor and combat engineer commanders, instructors, and technical personnel with the aim of enhancing warfare authority and capabilities and executing combined arms operations.
It is during this such occasion that we benefit from your wise counsel and guidance as trainers and also trainees, particularly the new crews, get an opportunity to interface with you, the Commander-in-Chief of the Uganda People's Defense Forces. Graduates who have been undergoing training for the last 6 months and 1 year respectively and have fully met all the course requirements and are ready for pass out.
His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni launched a magazine at the end of the pass out.
Okay, it is my pleasure to launch the magazine.
The event was attended by senior officers, junior officers, members of parliament, ministers, among others.
You're the greatest hero of our part of Africa, Uganda, and you have promoted the socio-economic transformation in the country through the introduction of modern farming. For example, the 4-acre model and the parish model program, which has enhanced the standards of living in the families through your greater and strong conviction. You have lived a patriotic life, and you have formed the greatest patriotic army on the African continent, nurtured it from its childhood from NASA, NRA, to now the mighty UPDF. What haven't you done? You have lived a democratic life, and you have promoted the woman emancipation in the country to a level of ladies being generals now as my role models.
GNTV at 12.
You desire for that report. Now, away from that, concerned parties in Uganda have come out to sensitize the public on how to respect human rights, mostly on times of arrests of civilians. And this call comes at a time when most of Ugandans are calling on authorities at the moment. We have more.
Kitegeza tuyinza kukozesa gavumenti lyanyi lyonna lyenina oba n'ogenda ng'omukuba omuntu obanga omutyobola kubanga kati kiba kisusse mu kukozesa amaanyi n'okozesa kye bayita okutulugunya kuba okutulugunya kyo kikkirizibwa tuyinza gavumenti nkwasa amateeka naye ate nga omenya amateeka kaakati omuntu bw'aba katugambe obadde ogezaako mukwata n'atuula mu kukozesa amaanyi agamusitula mumusitule mumutwale mwagala omugira okumukuba sikambula nga twalabye nga mukulula ataawo kakiba kisusse mu kukozesa amaanyi kiba kituuse mu kutulugunya ekitakkirizibwa era ndooza y'ensonga lwaki abasirikale bagenda kuvunaanibwa so amaanyi galina kusinziira ku kiki embeera egamba etya omuntu agaanye okutambula kitegeeza nti muleete amaanyi mwagamusitula n'ate nga temumukosa ekyo nakyo kikyamu omuntu omukyala okukwatibwa abasajja oba omusajja okukwatibwa abakyala tekikkirizibwa bwe mubanga amaanyi gammwe tegamala muyina kulinda naddala bwate waliwo bulabe bwolekedde bwamangu nti omuntu n'atukuba amasasi oba adduka naye bw'aba omuntu ng'amanyikiddwa waali kati ng'ono yaddaganya okutambula tewali nsonga egamba nti tuyite abasirikale abakyala abalala tujje bamusitule bamuggyewo so eyo naye bw'abadde bulagajjavu kwadde kumenya mateeka kubanga omukyala alina kukwatibwa abakyala mu mbeera yonna yonna ekisooka akakiiko ka poliisi akakwasa empisa kasobola omuvunaana era nga bano wemutegeddeko nti basimbiddwa mu kakiiko ako olwaleero naye ate emisango gye bakuvunaana n'ebibonezo bye bakuwadde tebijjaawo ono gw'otulugunyiza ddembe lye kugenda mu kkooti kuggulako misango egy'engassi ng'asaba kkooti ebalagire bamuliirire kubanga okutulugunya tekikkirizibwa n'olwekyo wadde oyise ebibonezo kwabira ebibonezo ebya poliisi si byakusasula bakuliirira nebyakubonereza bali naye ona atulugunyiziddwa era ayisiza mubiri bwekyo asobola obbagulako emisango kubanga ekisooka kyo eddembe lye ng'omukyala lityoboddwa ng'omuntu lityoboddwa era kkooti esobola n'okuwadda okulagira abo nga sekinoomu abakikoze so si saabawolereza za gavumenti naye abo nga sekinoomu okubalagira basasule sente zimuliyirira
ffenna kasoose kutukola shooko tutasoose kutegeera kiki kigenda mu maaso mpaka bwe twatandise okufuna information kennyamiza nnyo ekikolwa ekyo mu mateeka tukiyita kutulugunya kitwale nti inhuman and degrading conduct during arrest semateeka akawaayira namuna tekakkiriza mu ngeri yonna yonna okutulugunya omuntu mu ngeri yonna ne bw'obanga ensonga efaanana etyo olina okulaba nga okola ekintu ekitasobola kutulugunya muntu mu ngeri eyo so omukyala oyo omukadde yatyoboddwa eddembe lye ery'obuntu yayisiddwamu amaaso yayisiddwa ng'ekisasiro ate ne kituleetera okwennyamira okusingawo nti abaakikoze babadde bakwasibwa amateeka betwandiise law enforcement agents aba poliisi ekisooka njagala okwebaza Uganda Police nti yasitukiddemu nga management yo neeraga nti ekyo ekikolo kya muntu ng'omuntu naye tebakkaanya nakyo era babakwatiddewo ekiraga nti ekintu kye baakoze kyabadde bweru w'amateeka. Teri muntu yabatumye nti mugende mutulugunye omukyala nga mumukwata. Era katusabe nti tebagenda kutwala nsonga eyo ng'ekya bulijjo. Bano balina okubeera ekyokulabirako. Nabali abantu abalala babadde mu ngoye eza bulijjo. Kakati bw'ogenda mu maaso n'osoma ebibadde bijja mu maaso bagamba nti omukyala babadde n'enkaayana z'ettaka. Kati ekibuuzo ne kisooka ne kibuuzibwa, abapoliisi bakola ki mu kukwata omuntu alina enkaayana y'ettaka? Emisango egy'enkaayana y'ettaka gigenda mu kkooti zino eza bulijjo ze tuyita civil court. Era ne bwe babanga civil court gukuse mu V, tebakuwalabanya mu ngeri eyo. Bakwata bukwasi bintu byo ne babitunda oba ettaka ne bagamba liveeko. Kakati ekibuuzo ekibuuzibwa, Uganda poliisi yatandika ddi okwenyigira mu kukwata abantu nga emisango gya muntu ku muntu? Ekyokubiri, Uganda poliisi abantu abasajja abapoliisi oba abakazi tebamanyi ng'eki gye bakwata mu bantu. Omuntu yenna bw'onoomukwata olina omweyanjulira n'ategeera nti nze gundi ofisa gundi nvudde ku poliisi bweti nzize ovunaanyibwa omusango bwe guti okkirizibwa okubaako kyoyogera kubanga buli kyonooyogera oba okusirika kuba buli kyonooyogera kijja kukozesebwa mu mbuga z'amateeka okuvunaana. Ebyo ebigambo olina obyogera. Kakati wajja wabeerawo omuntu agaana okumukwata kye tuyita resistance of arrest. Oli n'abeera ng'aleeseemu amaanyi nga tagala bakole ki bamukwate. Era etteeka likugamba kozesa amaanyi ag'ekigero. Kakati omukyalo ono atalina maanyi omukadde oyinza otya okungamba nti ayinza okulema abasirikale ba poliisi abawera okumukwata ne bamutwala mu mirembe? Singa abaleese okwekyangamu, singa abaleese okwekyangamu balina kuddayo buzi ne baleeta reinforcement. Aba mukadde akaanye tusooke tusale amagezi turing fencing off ate tufune engeri gye tumukwata mu ngeri ey'obwegendereza. Ekyokubiri, abasajja bajja ddi okukwata abakazi?
Zasimwe, GNTV at 12.
We appreciate your desire for that report. Now, in other news, 3 ECOWAS member states from the starting of next year will exit from the ECOWAS bloc ahead of the military coups that took place in these nations. The 3 nations are Burkina Faso, Mali and Niger, and this will happen at the beginning of next year in early January 2025. We can take a look.
West Africa's region organization ECOWAS has set an exit timeline for 3 nations affected by coups following nearly a year of mediation efforts aimed at preventing a significant fracture within the bloc. Omar Traore, the president of ECOWAS Commission, announced that the transition period will run from January 29, 2025 to July 29, 2025, while keeping the door open for the 3 countries during this time. At the summit's opening, Traore expressed that the decision was disheartening. In January, Burkina Faso, Mali and Niger declared their intentions to withdraw from ECOWAS, citing the bloc's sanctions and its failure to address their ongoing security challenges. Membership in ECOWAS offers significant advantages such as visa-free travel among member states, and it remains uncertain how this will be affected once the 3 nations exit the organization. In a historic move for the nearly 50-year-old bloc, the military governments of Niger, Mali and Burkina Faso have firmly rejected ECOWAS's attempts to persuade them to reconsider their departure, and they are exploring the possibility of issuing their own travel documents and forming a separate alliance.
Indeed, the formation of Alliance of Sahel states has already made it possible to see, around Burkina Faso, Mali and Niger, an honorable coalition based on a common defense architecture and pooling of resources, nurtured by visionary solidarity in the image of the serenity shown by the authorities and people of Burkina Faso, and Mali in the face of armed aggression planned by ECOWAS against Niger.
The 1-year notice period for their exits is expected to conclude as planned. Traore praised the dedication of the bloc's envoys in their efforts to address the ongoing crises. Bola Tinubu, Nigeria's president and the chairman of ECOWAS, emphasized that the global and regional challenges test their collaborative spirit. One significant advantage of being part of ECOWAS is the ability to travel freely among member states, and it remains uncertain on how this will be affected by the departure of the three blocs. When questioned about the potential consequences in July, the president of ECOWAS Commission noted that exiting an agreement, particularly one concerning free trade and the movement of people, carries the risk of losing those benefits. Over the weekend, the three nations issued a joint statement declaring that while their territories would continue to be accessible without visas for other West African citizens, they reserve the right to deny entry to ECOWAS national categorized and inadmissible immigrants.
To complicate the situation, our region has become the arena of geostrategic and geopolitical rivalries and the theater of misinformation and disinformation that engenders mistrust among and within communities and undermines social cohesion.
Since its establishment in 1975, ECOWAS has been West Africa's leading political authority, and this division represents its most significant challenges to date, according to Babakar Ndiaye, a senior fellow at Timbuktu Institute for Peace Studies in Senegal. The likelihood of ECOWAS successfully reintegrating the three countries is low, primarily because the bloc seeks a swift return to democratic governance, which the military juntas have not pledged to uphold. Allowing the juntas to maintain power could lead to further regional fragmentation, while acknowledging them as legitimate authorities would signify a serious diversion from ECOWAS's founding principles. The summit is still ongoing. Zasimwe, Gntv at 12.
Desire now into our today's sports news. Manchester City has now seen one win in 11 games in all competitions, the worst form ever of Pep Guardiola as a manager in any of his coaching career. Ruben Amorim's team defeated Manchester City with a 2-1 score, making a difference in the city of Manchester. We have
Manchester City's Pep Guardiola admits that maybe he's not good enough as Manchester City lose again. It was an 8th defeat in 11 games for City as their crisis continued to spiral, and Guardiola admitted he cannot find the answers. He said that he cannot find a solution to Manchester City's woes after they conceded 2 late goals to slump to a 2-1 home derby defeat to rivals Manchester United.
Listen, in the past maybe I could presume that we could win 2 minutes left, but in the situation that there and the Anthony Taylor's